Good morning, Sunday morning, the 2nd of June. It's a beautiful morning here today. We had a lovely day yesterday. Hopefully it's the start of summer. Having said that, I know we've got some cold weather forecast again next week. We had a fairly cold start this morning. I was down early and it was down to 7 degrees. But it seems to be suiting the plants. They're all growing quite well. Lots of questions over the last few weeks. A lot of people are having problems with slugs. Stacks of people are having problems with thrip. I've got a little bit of thrip damage myself. Leaf miner seems to be on the go this year. We'll have to watch out for that. And obviously stem fillium's about, so there's so many problems with leek growing and onion growing. But never mind, things have happened. It's just over 2 weeks since I did the last post, and about 2.5 weeks. It's amazing how stuff's really romped on in that couple of weeks. So what I'm going to do is walk around, show you everything that's, how we're moving along. I'm getting lots of questions about stock plants, so I'm going to really make this video about the stock. So I'm going to turn the camera around, we'll take a little look. I'm up in the onion house. It's very warm today, or it's going to be very warm. The sun's out, but there's a big tree on the east side of this polytunnel, and at the moment the sun's behind the tree, so there's no sun hitting this. But I'll be putting the big fans on before I go in for breakfast. But I'll turn the camera around, we'll take a look. Right, we'll start off with the onions in here. I moved them down to single rows, as we can see, and they're going quite well. In fact, they're going really well. You can see they're starting to swell. Foliage is still looking good. I have put a covering on this side, on the south side, because the sun was hitting the pots and drying out the roots. Now, they do look very dry. As you can see, I'll move in. I don't know. Look very dry. Because I know a lot of people are having problems with botrytis, I'm trying to keep them that way. I am watering from trays on the bottom, which I'll show you on the opposite side. But what I've done, I've put a moisture meter in, and I wait until it's down to, well, it's wet on the right, moist in the middle, and dry on the left. So I'm only watering when that meter tells me to. So basically I'm trying to avoid the botrytis. I've put this covering on, just on with closed pegs, clipped on the front. But if we turn around, you can see the roots. Well, the roots have been popping through there, and they get pruned off with these air pruning pots. But again, on this side, that's where the sun hits them. I've covered them so the sun doesn't actually take the roots off. But I water into these trays. The water, I don't put a lot in. I put about 1 litre of water in each time I water. And they'll be soaked up into the pots. It doesn't seem to ever wet the top of the pot, but I don't mind. But I'll just walk along and let you have a little look. These are faring quite well, and they're in decent condition. Obviously, if you remember going back to one of the older videos, you'll remember that these square pots, again, I've got them in trays, but these were compost from my compost heap mixed with 1 bag of clover. It's running all the way along. And then on this side, this was clover mixed with John-innes. And they're growing away. They're all growing comparable, really. There's not much difference. So at the moment, I wouldn't say one's better than the other. We'll just see how they end up. But they're moving along nicely. These are ranging from about 12 to 15 inches around at the minute. Right, I'll have a quick look at that's the ones I was hoping for 8 ounce, the late set ones. They're growing very hard, so they may be too big, I don't know. A few basket plants for my wall baskets left. A few cosmos. These will be going down into the onion house to encourage the bees in. These are the ones that we potted on. This particular one, I measured it yesterday. It's 18 inches. I'm not keen on this. I think it's off spraying, where the spray possibly runs down into the plant, but at the moment it's not hurting them. But there's 5 onions there. They're ranging from 16 to 18 around. A few coleus just potted up yesterday. A few we done a week ago. And these ones were done about 2 weeks ago. Some nice varieties there. they're looking good. I'm pleased with those. Cucumbers, I've only potted these up just over a week ago. They're taking hold and they're growing quite rapidly. Again, with cucumbers, a lot of people have problems in the early stages. I find while they're young plants and before the stem goes like hard and woody, you've got to be very careful watering them. Otherwise, the water just damps them off. They rot off at the neck and you lose your plant. So I do plant them and just keep them slightly proud, as you can see there. So I water around them, not against them. But once the stem goes woody and hard, you can throw as much water as you want at them. They'll take loads. These I'll normally train up to the top pole and then I'll stop them and run them along the poles. I have got some later ones due to go in as well, so we'll be doing that. This is starting to empty out now. Right, I'm going to stop this and we'll move down the garden. I've just brought you down here to show you the Calabricia baskets. This is all Calabricia. This is a double variety. There's three different colours in every basket. These are from what they're called Trixies. They come very nice. They're just starting to swell out now, just starting to come over the top of the baskets. They will produce beautiful baskets. Right, we'll move down and take a look at the leeks down there. Early potatoes under the covers. They've really gone rampant. We've got these off at an early start. I set these in March. The date is on here somewhere. I can't find it, but I'm sure they were set mid-March, maybe it's the end of March. They'll be ready to lift soon. A few beetroot in pots, some later potatoes, kidney potatoes in pots, some herbs. Right, moving down into the polytunnels. This is the first trench. These are GSN 2. They're looking quite nice. I'm happy with them. I'm not doing too much with these at the moment. They have been watered this morning, but prior to that, I don't think they have been watered for over 7 days. They've only been watered possibly 4 times since they were actually planted. I've got basil planted in between them at the moment, just trying to fool the flies. But having said that, it's not working. I'm still getting a bit of thrip on them. But I'm spraying regular, so I don't know. At the moment, I haven't started a feed. They seem to be growing well without any feed, but I will keep a check on them. If they slow down at all, I will feed. That trench is certainly the wrong ones that I planted. They are Cumbrian. They're doing okay. Beautiful lobelia basket in there. A couple of hang baskets at the far end. A couple of baskets for my daughter. She's coming up the day to pick them up. Another one there. Looking nice. That variety, Night Sky, I think it is. Right, this is the later set GSN 2, but if you remember, there's 3 here and a couple further along which are oddments. I think they could be possibly the blue, Kerry blue. But these were sown on the 19th of October, and they're looking quite nice. Quite happy with them. Again, in the barrels, looking quite good again. Very pleased with them. They're not enormous at the moment. These will be maybe 7 or 8 inches around, and I'm happy with that at the minute. Again, I'm not feeding, but as I feel they need to be fed, then I will do. There's 5 GSN 2 in here, off the same batch, the 19th of October. And then we move along onto, these are the forced heads of King Charles. The stock on the King Charles is looking superb. We'll take a look at that just in 1 second. Barrels again, all King Charles, and again, they're looking nice. No feeding at the minute, but as I say, as and when, I will do. As you see, I've got basil in here. Again, it's just to try and give a different scent off. I'm not saying it's fooling the thrips, but we do our best. Right, this is the second stock house. These are all the older varieties of leeks that I have. DN2s, DN1s, Peter Kerry's #1 hybrid is in here. They're looking good. These are all Peter Kerry's #1 hybrid. They were superb leeks. They're beautiful and clean. Stripped right down to the base. So basically at the moment, all you need to be doing on your stock plants is keeping them clean around the base. Make sure they're kept clean, water on a regular basis. You'll see them starting to throw their heads up. They're still sealed at the moment, they all are. These have all just appeared really in the last 7 to 8 days. You can see all the way along. We've got Mick Woods #1, Mick Woods #2, GSNs, CSCs. There's some of everything in here, so there's plenty of heads in here. They're looking great. That's Blanche leek stock again. It's all stripped down, looking nice and clean and healthy. Just keep an eye on them. There's plenty of time. Keep them staked up because they do tend to flop over if they get too high. You can see here I need to get some taller canes in. They're flopping over. The majority of them are standing up, but we do need to keep a check on them. Right, I'll move further down. I eventually got the last of the Blanche leeks planted. I've only put 1 trench in this year. I'm just going to grow those as intermediate, so I'm not going to collar them up. They've just got a hold. They've only been in about a week. Pip onions on this side, doing quite well. I haven't started to produce any bulbs on the bottom at the moment, but they're nice plants. They're clean and healthy. No issues with them. As you can see, they look very nice. So I'm hoping for some nice shaped bulbs out of here. 1 Blanche leek in a pot in the end, and again Blanche leeks on this side. I usually have the collars ready to put straight on once once I've got them planted. I've got, I think, 12 collared up, and the rest I haven't bothered to collar up at the moment. There's some big ones at the far end. They're doing okay. Right, we'll move into the stock. Foxgloves have come into flower now. My beehive hasn't arrived at the present moment. It shouldn't be long. It should be here, I would think, within the next 7 days. The onion heads have just started to open. There's a few started to open, some really high ones here, 7 foot high. There's a lot still to open. There's a lot still popping through. At the moment, I'm not doing anything with the onion heads. There's a lot on this side. I'm just letting them grow, keeping them nice and upright, keeping them clean. I do wire them in, as you can see, just to keep them all within a given area, otherwise they get too big, sprawl all over. I will shave 1 or 2 of these. I've got the onions marked that I want to keep pips from, so they'll be shaved off. I'll get rid of the seed on them and try to get some pips on them. Moving along, we've got leek heads starting to pop up all over the place here now. These are all the more new varieties. This lot down here are virus free. There's a couple of superb virus free, you can see. These are virus free leeks here. Cumbrian. Beautiful and clean, lovely thick stems. About 7 foot high, you can see there's a few here. Really big heads. At the moment, all your leek heads should be more or less at this stage, or just appearing. I've still got some which are just starting to come through. Nothing to do with them at the moment, apart from keep them clean, keep them staked, put your canes in, you can see, and keep them well tied in. They're a lot stronger than the onions, and they do stand up for themselves. Another couple of weeks, these will have grown and they will start bursting this sheath open. This will burst open and produce a flower head. Most of them, if you want to produce grass, you will need to shave the flower heads, but I will do more videos to show you exactly. You can see there's lots of heads there on both sides. I've got lots of flowers in here now to attract the bees in. You can see I've started putting Cosmos in. More heads, and at the end we've got lots of foxgloves. There's always a cluster of bees and hoverflies in around these plants. Lovely clean stock. This is the King Charles. I've got plenty of the William, plenty of Irish Free, and the GSN 2. They are all in this end. The other end are all the other heads. As I say, I'm not really bothered about any of the others. These are the ones that I concentrate on for future years. More than pleased with them. So at the moment, just keep them clean, keep them tied in. Make sure you get your ties on, canes in. You can see they're all caned up, they're all tied in. And just give them time to grow. Make sure they don't dry out. Keep them weed free. Try and keep them as clean as possible. Foliage is still beautiful and clean. They're actually cleaner than my leeks in the trenches. As you can see, nice clean stock. And there's plenty of bees buzzing around in here today. They're buzzing all over the place. And that's without the beehives. Very good. There's not much more to report on. As I say, I'll come back in a couple of weeks when the heads start to open, and I'll show you how to shave them, and also we'll take a look at the onions if we're looking to try and get pips off the onions. Thanks a lot now. Have a good day, everyone. Bye.